story about ylang and the scent of healing. In a village nestled between emerald hills and the sea's soft waves, there lived a young girl named Amara. Her village was a place where the old ways of the world still held sway. Traditions passed down through generations, whispered secrets of the earth, and remedies crafted from nature's bounty. Amara was known for her curiosity, her longing to learn the healing arts, and her connection to the natural world. She spent her days with her grandmother, an ancient woman who had been the village healer for as long as anyone could remember. The villagers came to her with their ailments, sore backs, fevers, wounds, and she knew just what herbs to use, which plants held the secrets to health and vitality. Amara, ever eager, watched her grandmother carefully, asking endless questions. One day, as Amara and her grandmother walked through the dense jungle near their village, her grandmother led her to a secluded clearing. In the center of it, surrounded by lush green ferns, was a tall tree with clusters of small, delicate flowers hanging like golden lanterns. Their fragrance, soft and sweet, filled the air. "This, child, is the Kananga odorata," her grandmother said with reverence, her weathered hand brushing against the tree's bark. The ylang tree. Amara had heard of ylang before. Her grandmother spoke of it only in hushed tones, like a secret too precious to share openly. It was known for its powerful healing properties, a flower that could calm the mind, soothe the heart, and restore balance to the body. But it was also rare, growing only in hidden corners of the forest, places where only the worthy could find it. Her grandmother carefully plucked a few of the fragrant blossoms and, with a knowing smile, handed them to Amara. "These flowers can heal wounds of the spirit," she said softly. "But you must learn to listen to them. Feel their magic in your soul." That evening, as twilight descended over the village, Amara sat by the fire, the soft petals of the ylang flowers in her lap. She inhaled their sweet scent, letting it settle into her being. The aroma was unlike anything she had ever known. It was as though the very air itself was infused with peace, as though the worries of the world could dissolve in its embrace. As she meditated on the flowers, a memory surfaced in her mind. It was of her mother, who had passed away when Amara was still a small child. The memory was one of warmth, of laughter, of a woman who had been full of love and life. But Amara's heart had always carried the sorrow of losing her, an ache that never seemed to fade. With the scent of ylang filling her senses, Amara felt something shift inside her. The sadness in her heart, the pain of loss, seemed to ease. It was as though the flower's essence was gently unraveling the knots in her spirit, smoothing out the rough edges of grief. She closed her eyes and allowed herself to feel what she hadn't allowed herself to feel in years: peace. In the days that followed, Amara used the flowers in various ways. She brewed their petals into tea for the villagers, and those who drank it found comfort, both in their bodies and their minds. Her grandmother taught her how to distill the flower into oil, which could be used to calm anxiety, relieve stress, and even ease the pain of a long, hard day's labor. But it wasn't just physical ailments that the ylang helped to heal, it was the heart, too. The villagers came to her with stories of broken relationships, lost hopes, and burdens too heavy to bear. With a few drops of the ylang oil on their skin, they would leave her with lighter hearts, the weight of their troubles eased by the flower's magic. One day, an older woman named Kaya, who had been ill for many months, came to Amara. Her cough rattled her chest, and her skin was pale, drawn from days of sickness. "Amara, my dear," Kaya said weakly, "I have tried every remedy, but nothing seems to help." Beautiful Amara, remembering the teachings of her grandmother, made a poultice with the ylang petals, mixing them with other herbs from the forest. She applied it gently to Kaya's chest and anointed her with the oil. By the next morning, Kaya's cough had eased, and her face had regained some color. "I feel lighter," she said, surprised. "As if a heavy weight has been lifted from me." Amara smiled, watching as the village began to flourish under the power of the ylang. The flowers were not just a tool for physical healing, but a reminder of the balance between mind, body, and spirit, a lesson Amara would carry with her for the rest of her life. As the years passed, Amara became the new village healer, and she honored the legacy of her grandmother, who had passed on with the same quiet dignity she had lived with. Amara continued to work with the ylang, its fragrance becoming synonymous with healing, peace, and love. And when the villagers spoke of her, they spoke of her not just as a healer, but as someone who had learned the most important lesson of all, that sometimes true healing comes not just from the remedies we use, but from the love and understanding we share with one another, the connection we feel to the earth, and the quiet wisdom we gain from listening to the whispers of the world around us. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe with notifications, share, and comment.